Bismillah.
Okay. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah, nahmaduhu wa nasta'inuhu wa nastaghfiruhu wa nu'minu bihi wa natawakkalu alayhi wa na'udhu billahi min shururi anfusina wa min sayyiati a'malina. Man yahdihillahu fala mudilla lahu wa man yudlilhu fala hadiya lahu. Wa nashhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lahu. Wa nashhadu anna sayyidina Maulana Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluhu. Amma ba'd. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbi yassir wa la tu'assir wa tammim bil khair. I'd like to welcome all of you with Islamic greeting. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May the peace and blessing of Allah be on all of you. Now, tonight is a revision class, as Ustad already has mentioned to all of you. Our classroom teacher will be Ustada Shami Kadri and Ustada Mariam. And of course, I will be in the background, and so is our principal, Dr. Mahmoud. We're all here. And I think I will ask Ustada Shami to share the document and start the lesson, please.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbi yassir wa la tu'assir wa tammim bil khair. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Today's lesson is lesson number 34, and it is about types of mudari moods and its various phases. In this lesson, we'll see some changes. Some of the parts are new and some of the parts are like previous as it is. So just before going into details of this lesson, let's look at the overview of this lesson. In this lesson, you will see in the beginning the types of particles that makes the present verb mansub. So some new additions are, it is given with the meaning and also non-Quranic example in the first part, and in the second part of harf nasib with Quranic examples. And in the next part, you will see harfu jazm, which with Quranic examples and also meaning, non-Quranic examples. And in the next part, these particles with meaning and Quranic examples. So it is more practical and also effective as well for understanding in the context. The next part is about this table, which was in the previous lesson. It was in separate parts, but here all these parts in one table. So it is more convenient for understanding as well. Okay, and after that, the next part are quite as it is, so you don't need to worry about this. This part's same, just a little bit improvement. And then we have some Quranic examples of all these particles. Okay, so now we'll go into details of this chapter, inshallah.
Ustada, just a request. The revision class is as like a fresh class,
Yes.
new class. So at this stage, you do not need to point at anything which was there before, now changed. Yeah, it's like this is the lesson in front of you. This is what you're teaching, inshallah.
Okay, inshallah. So as it is a revision class, so I'm not going to go into details of everything, but emphasizing on the special parts that has been, the change has been made. Just a second.
I'm hungry.
Sure.
Okay, so let's look at the first part. So in here, you can see the harf nasab, okay? Types of particles that makes the present verb mansub. So these particles we have memorized already. I hope you all have memorized them as well in a rhythm that you have memorized. An, lan, hatta, idan, allakai, likai, and this is the new one which has been added. Lam ta'lil, or that is liya before the mudari verb, li before mudari verb, and it makes the mudari verb to mansub. So these are the same particles of harf and nasab. Okay, and in this part we can see that it is the meaning of it. An means to or that, and the verb mudari verb, it is in default form, yaktubu, all of them in same default form. And after that, when it is mansub, like harf and nasib is added before the mudari verb, we can see the changes. So from yaktubu it becomes yaktuba, an yaktuba. And for lan, same, yaktubu becomes lan yaktuba. We can see mansub status. And also from the meaning, we can understand that lan means will never or will not. Okay, so here there are three things. Strong future negation. So negation with emphasis, and also gives the meaning in the future tense. So lan yaktuba means he will never write. Let me read the example of the first one as well. An yaktuba means that he writes or to write. When an comes before the mudari verb, it gives the meaning as to. Okay, to write. He writes or to write. So we know about lan. What kind of meaning does it give? A strong future negation. Okay, so negation with emphasis plus meaning in the future. So three things about lan. The next one is hatta. So meaning is until or so that. Okay, and the purpose or result, so outcome of something. So yaktuba becomes hatta yaktuba. Okay, yaktubu becomes hatta yaktuba when harfun nasib hatta comes before the mudari verb. And the meaning is hatta yaktuba means until he writes or so that he writes. Okay, so purpose or result. The next one is idhan. Okay, idhan means then or therefore, and its purpose is immediate result or response. So when idhan is used before mudari verb, it becomes yaktuba. Okay, we can see the fatha, and the meaning is then he will write. If you tell, then he will write. So this is the example. Okay, the immediate result or response of something. The next one is Allah, which is an plus la. Okay, and the meaning is that, not. So when this particle comes before mudari verb, Allah yaktuba. Okay, that he does not write. Okay, so it gives the meaning in the negation. Sorry, little one, she doesn't understand sometimes.
No worry.
Okay, so an plus la, it gives the meaning in negation. Okay, so Allah yaktuba, it means that he does not write. Okay, so negation. And then kai, it means so that or in order to, and it means purpose made clear. So this kind of kai, likai, and li, you can see quite similar. Okay, for kai is purpose made clear, and the meaning is so that or in order to. This one same, so that or in order to, but this is explicit purpose, which is very clear. And li or lam ta'lil, that is so that or in order to, and it is normal purpose and explain why something is done. Okay, so this is the difference between these three in meaning. Okay, but they have same effect. When these particles come before the mudari verb, it makes it mansub. Okay, and we see fatha at the end. So kai yaktuba means so that he writes or in order to write. I study so that I pass. So it gives a sense of purpose made clear. And then likai, if we see the example here, likai yaktuba means in order that he writes. Okay, so I study so that in order to pass. Here it explicit purpose and gives the purpose very clear. The next one, li for lam ta'lil here, so that in order to. So the meaning is quite same, but the purpose is a little bit different from one another. So here li yaktuba means so that he writes. For example, I study to pass. So something is very clear and it gives the explanation as well. So these examples is the non-Quranic examples to understand when these particles come before the mudari verb, then how does the meaning vary. Okay, so now we'll look into the Quranic examples here. Okay, so these are the harf al-nasiba, okay, and we'll use them in the Quranic examples. So the meaning to that, the Quranic example is Umirtu an a'budullaha. I was commanded to worship Allah. So we can see an is the particle, okay, harf al-nasab, and we can see a'buda. So a'budu becomes a'buda, okay. We just have to look into the main part, okay. The next one is lan, means will never, will not, a strong future negation. So this part we need to remember, it has three features, okay. It gives the meaning in the future, okay, negation, and also emphasis, okay, and also the mudari verb in mansub status. So these are the features of lan, okay. So now lan yakhluqu dhubaba means they will never create a fly. So giving an emphasis, also giving the meaning in the future, and also it is like a strong future negation. And we can see after lan, yakhluqa, yakhluqu, here the noon is dropped, so it is in the mansub status. We'll look into the phases later, so it will be clear why is it mansub status, okay? So noon drop and it is in mansub status. The next one, hatta. Hatta means until or so that. This hatta has many features as well, but in this chapter, we'll just learn about harf al-nasib. So it is purpose or it is features as a harf al-nasib. So it means until or so that, and purpose or result of something. So if we read this example here, hatta yarji'a ilayna Musa, until Musa returns to us. So here hatta is the harf al-nasb and yarji'a is the mudari in mansub status. Yarji'u becomes yarji'a. Next one, idhan.
Just to remind you, the total duration for this is 20 minutes. So you got another 10 minutes or so. Unfortunately, it's a long chapter.
So I'm not going to go over the examples at the end because that's for self-study, and I think Ustada Nilfar, she has done very excellent job in this chapter. She has gone through all of those examples, so I'll just do before the example, inshallah.
Sure.
And you can skip some of them while you're going through. You skip some of them, yeah.
Okay. Just click here. So we just quickly go over their, the connection, okay, what is related to our topic. So the next one is idhan, okay, means then or therefore, and it gives the meaning as immediate result or response. Okay, so here we'll just look into this, okay. So idhan la dhahaba. So dhahabu become dhahaba because idhan is the harf al-nasb, okay. And the next one, Allah, means that not, which is an plus la. So if we look into here, here is the particle in these two places, and we can see tahzani. The tahzani, this is the mansub status, and also ta'lu, this is also mansub status, the noon dropped. Okay, so next example here, kai, so that or in order to, which we have discussed the meaning. Now here, this is the particle, harf al-nasb, and this is the mudari verb, and here nusabbiha. Okay, nusabbiha, it is in mansub status, and ka is for the pronoun. Now likai, the next one, means so that or in order to. We already have discussed this. So likai la ya'lama. So ya'lama here, it is in mansub status. We can see the fatha here, and likai is the particle. The next one is li or lam ta'lil. So here we'll see li. When you'll see the lam ta'lil, this lam, it will have kasra. Li ya'lama. We'll see li and then ya'lama. So first you will have li, and then the mudari verb will have fatha. It will be in mansub status. So these are all the Quranic examples. So I hope when you go through this chapter, please go read through these examples for better understanding, inshallah. Okay, so the next part is about the hurfuz jazm. Okay, types of particles that makes the mudari verb into mazum. Okay, so that means the verb will have jazm at the end, and these are the particles that we have memorized previously. Okay, lam, lamma. So slight changes here. Okay, so la nahi comes first, and then lam al-amr, and then li fal wal, which was at the end. So this order a little bit changes, but everything is there. So la nahi is here. Before there was I think with la nahi, including that there was lama nahi, so there is no existence of that. So we'll just say la nahi. Okay, and lam al amr. And this order, it was before li wal fal, but here is li fal wal. So there are some changes, but everything as it is, just some changes. So these are the mazum particles, and this is the meaning of them. So lam means did not, and it gives negation in the past meaning. So this lam has three features. Okay, we must remember this, that it gives the meaning in the negative. Okay, negation, and also gives the meaning in the past, and also gives the mudari verb into mazum status. So it will have jazm at the end. So these three features that lam has. Okay, and then if we say this one, lam yaktub, from yaktubu, this is the default form of mudari verb. And when lam comes, lam yaktub. So we can see the meaning, he did not write. So in the negation, and also past tense, and also we can see the mazum status. The next one, lamma, not yet, or negation. So yaktubu, after lamma comes, it becomes yaktub. He has not written yet. Then la nahi, for the provision. So this provision can be direct and indirect provision. So when it is indirect provision, it will happen for the third person and first person. When it is direct provision, it will happen for the second person. Okay, so la taktub. So this is for the second person. That's why you can see the ta after la. Okay, la taktub. Do not write. The next one is lam al-amr. Okay, and li wal wal. We'll look at the examples and the meaning here. So let or should, so let and let. Okay, command for third and first person. This is for the indirect command. Okay, and for direct command is amr. Okay, so yaktubu, this is the default form. Then it when li is added, so li yaktubu, li yaktub, li yaktub means let him write. Then fal yaktub means so let him write. Okay, for the third person. Wal yaktub, let and let him write. So in the third person, indirect prohibition, indirect command. Okay, so the next one is in. These are the particles that we know for the conditions. We have already gone through that chapter in manma. So in means if. So when in comes before the mudari verb, it becomes mazum. Okay, in yaktub. Man yaktub. Ma yaktub. So this is pretty much same, which we have learned in the previous chapter. Okay, so here, these are the Quranic examples. So I'm not going to go all of the examples, we'll just see some of them, and just the part that is related to our topic. So lam, you can see lam yalid, okay, mazum status, when lam comes, and it gives the meaning in the past, and also is used for negation, and mazum status, the mudari verb. Then lamma, here we can see yadkhuli. So it is in the mazum status. After that, la nahi for prohibition. Okay, so prohibition, wala taqtulu. So here, la taqtulu. Okay, do not kill your children for fear or poverty. Taqtulu. It is in mazub form. The noun dropped. Then lam al-amr for the command. So here we can see la infiqu, li liinfiku. So here infiku, it is for that a man of wealth spend. Okay, so and then fal ya'mal. Okay, so malsum status ya'mal, and fal is the particle, and the next one wal here, and then yakhsha. Okay, so we'll look into the chart, then it will be understandable how this basis changes from marfu to mansub and to mazum. Okay, then it will be more clear in that chart. The next one is in, this one we have already discussed. So just if we look into here, in tangsuru, okay, mazum status. Then ma ya'mal, after man, mazum status, then ma taf'alu, so it is in mazum status after the particle of ma. Okay, so and these are the particles for conditions. Okay, so now this chart is very important for our understanding. So here we can see that this chart actually is same as it is, but it is brought all the parts together. Okay, before it was separate, this up to here. Okay, marfu, mansub, and mazum, it was separate, but here all these parts are brought together. So these are the pronouns, okay, and these are the person, third person, second person, and first person, okay. And when the faces changes from marfu to mansub to mazum, these are the changes that we see, which you know already, okay. So for example, this one, yangsuru, when it is mansub, yangsura, okay, we say fatha, and then when it is mazum, yangsur. And for the hunna, it doesn't change, angtunna and hunna, okay, they are madni, they don't change, they remain as it is. And let me just make it a little bit smaller so that, yeah. Okay, so for the amr, okay, file amr is madni, okay, so these are the part for the amr. Okay, for the second person, file amr is mabni. And then lamul amr, which are for indirect command, and this is applicable is for third person and first person. Okay, and direct command amr is for the second person. Okay, and la nahi, the direct prohibition, which is will happen in the second person, and indirect prohibition that will happen for the third person.
I'm giving you just food now.
Okay, so la nahi, that will happen for the third person and first person. Sorry, that's not the place. Let me just write it out. Okay, for the first person. So these are the main part of this table. Okay, so amr for first person and lam amr for third person and first person. La nahi, direct prohibition, which is la nahi is direct prohibition is for the second person, and indirect prohibition is for the third person and first person. So this is all about this table, and you can see the phases, how it is changes. So that's for self-study. And some more information here, that which I have mentioned, that fil amr is mabni, and first and third person, okay, indirect comments, that is in mazum form, and fil mudari, third and second person feminine plural forms are mabni, which are hunna and antunna. Okay, so that's the thing. And this part I have already mentioned about lam and lan in the previous examples, that lam is madi manfi bilam, means it gives the meaning in the past tense, and it gives the meaning in the negative, and also it makes the mudar into mazum. And lan, which is manfi mustaqbal bilan. So lan makes the mudari into mansub, and also it gives the meaning in the future, and it gives meaning as never, which is emphasis, a strong negation. So, These are the main parts. So you make a note of this lam and lam, these three features of this tune. So I'm pretty much done. And these Quranic examples are for self-study, because these are the same examples that we have gone through, the Quranic and non-Quranic examples. So if you can read them in your spare time, inshallah, it will be useful.
MashaAllah.
Okay.
Ustada, can you go to the previous page, please?
Can I make a
Previous page.
Yeah.
Which
Because I
one?
think that page got some mistake. Ustad need to send a new one.
Means have been already corrected.
But this
one-
not the next part, yeah, the Mudari part, sorry, not this one.
Yes, this one. So it will be harf jasm.
Nasiba, yeah, Nasiba.
Yes.
The next one,
Yes.
not only
Yes.
that. You
This
know,
one.
the next page, yeah, go to the next page.
Okay.
Here.
So the next one, sorry, the Mudari part. Yeah, this hasn't been changed, Ustad.
Okay,
Which
so
one?
this one, yeah.
Yeah, it's done on my file. This is I gave
Okay,
it
you need to
earlier.
send it. Yeah, and not only that, the insur.
Unsur done.
Yeah,
Done, alhamdulillah.
Okay, so you will get the updated file, inshallah. So whatever is you see some kind of errors, it will be, you will get the updated file. So not to worry, inshallah.
Yeah, in case anyone get confused or that.
Yes.
It is not all. It's a typing error. You'll get the correct version soon.
Okay, alhamdulillah. Ustad Muhammad, you may want to introduce our, I think Sister Mariam is here. Yes, she is.
one question. Can I just include my observation, please, into this lesson, please? Can I do that?
Yeah, what is this about, brother?
It's regarding the. I can do that at the end of the project.
Yeah,
Okay.
you talk to me on that. Yeah, please. We have got 20 minutes per lesson. We've
That's
already passed the time. It will affect the next teacher's time. It's a revision class as well. Okay, inshallah. Okay, so Saad Muhammad,
Yeah.
can you
Sister
Bye.
Husna Mariam, are you there? Yes, she is there, inshallah. Okay, so thank you very much, Ustada Shami. That was brilliantly presented. As usual, you've done quite well. Alhamdulillah. And I'm sure most of our students has already commented how nicely you've done it. I can see all these stars, hearts, everything flying everywhere. Thank you very much. Our next Ustada will be Ustada Mariam. And I believe she's going to share the document. Ustada Mariam, can you share your document?
Yes, Ustad.
Yeah, can you share the document and start your lesson?
she's doing it.
Yes, Ustad. Can everyone see my screen?
It's coming. Can't see it yet.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah.
See it now.
Anything yet?
Yeah,
Yes.
we can see it.
Okay. Can I start, inshallah?
Yeah.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وزدنا علما السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Today we'll be doing module 1 lesson 28 verb conjugation part present tense مضارع. So the فعل مضارع is the Arabic present tense verb that expresses ongoing action, future events, or habitual activities. Its more distinctive feature is that it always begins with one of 4 letters. And these letters are all mentioned in this word over here, atayna. So the fi'l mudari can either begin with an alif, or a ta, or a ya, or a noon. So to remember it, atayna. And these are the prefixes of either one of the mudari verbs. And these letters are known as huruf mudari'ah, letters of present tense. So these prefixes help mark the person, but they do not alone give full information of the full person, the full number, or gender. Suffix also matter along with the prefix for present tense verbs. Present tense. When forming a fi'l mudari, You add the appropriate prefix letter to the verb root and apply the correct vowel markings, such as the change based on the verb's mood, raf, nasb, or jazm. For example, to go. We an example, yadhabu. The ya is the prefix and means go. Ya adhabu. The alif is the prefix, means nadhabu, we go. And
Okay.
tadhabu,
Ustad,
you or she goes.
Ustad, just one quick correction.
Yes,
Ataina,
Ustad?
the four letter coming before the mudario. Okay. Four letter
Yes, Ustad.
Ataina. It is not alif, it's hamza. Okay.
Oh, Hamza.
The first
Okay,
one is
Ustad.
Hamza.
Yes, Ustad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So it's Hamza, it's ta, and ya, and noon. Okay. So depending on who is performing the action. So as you can see, we might not know over here like tadhabu. It doesn't give you you give you the information of you or she, but you're not sure how many people are performing the action. Okay. So to move on, I've made an illustration before the time. So the fa'ala. If you look at the word fa'ala, which is maldi, the fa kalima, the ain kalima, and the lam kalima is the universal form of the conjugation we use for many verbs. So even if it is like ja'ala, so it would be ja'a and la, right? And then if you take the fa kalima, it will always be a fatha. If you take the ain kalima, it can either be fatha or dhamma or kasra. And the lam kalima is always alif. So fa, ha, la. Or it could be, as you can see here below, it could be nasara. Oh, this is mudari. But if you look at the maldi, it is the fa kalima is always with fatha. The ain kalima can either be a fatha or a dhamma or a kasra, and the lam kalima is always with a fatha. And then, as you can see over here by this example, sami'a, the ain kalima has a kasra over here. I was looking for that example. Then if we move on to the mudari verb, fa'ala becomes yaf'alu. So the ya indicates the prefix. Remember the prefix, it could either be a hamza or that would be af'alu. It could either be a noon, would be naf'alu. It could either be a ya, would be yaf'alu. Or it could be a ta, which will be taf'alu. So ya, the ya always has a fatha. And then the fa kalima has a sukoon. And the ain kalima, just like here in fa'ala, the ain kalima can either have a fatha or a dhamma or a kasra. And this is where I'm going to the bottom. And you can see where yaj'alu, the ain kalima has a fatha, yaftahu, the ain kalima which is represented by the ta has a fatha, and yansuru, the ain kalima which is represented by the sword has a dhamma, and yadribu, where the ain kalima is represented by a ra and it has a kasra. So to move on, remember that this is the prefix. The fa kalima has a sukoon. The ain kalima can either have a fatha, a kasra, or a dhamma, and the lam kalima gets a dhamma. So yaf'alu. So to move on to the table. So something important to remember about the table is that the third person has a conjugation, 6 conjugations, 3 of which is masculine and 3 which is feminine. Then the second person has another 6 conjugations, 3 which is masculine and another 3 which is feminine. And the first person has 2 conjugations, of which both is masculine and feminine. Okay. So before we get into the memorization of this siwa, we need to identify, let's put zoom a bit in. If you look at the third person masculine singular, so you have yasma'u. And if you go but down to the third person feminine singular, you have tasma'u. And if you go further down, you have another tasma'u. And if you go but further, you have asma'u. And you have nasma'u. And this shows us the different prefixes which appear in the mudari scale. So it's yasma'u, tasma'u, tasma'u, asma'u, and nasma'u. It is the same, on the same scale as yaf'alu. And yes, so this is where we can see that this is the different types of voices. And another way to remember is that we start with the ya. So third person masculine, we start with the yas. So yasma'u, yasma'ani, yasma'una. And then we go right down and all the way up until the pen stops. It's yasma'u. But in between over here, we have something special, which is the third person feminine plural, which is represented by hunna, which is yasma'na. And then further on, we have asma'u and we have nasma'u. So first it's the ya, then it's all the tas, but we just have to remember that this is yasma'na and the third person feminine plural. And then we have the alif, the hamza, which is asma'u, and the noon, which is nasma'u. So let's begin with the memorization. So the third person masculine singular is called a yasma'u. And then the third person masculine dual is yasma'ani. So the ani represents the dual part, the alif. It's the same like mufrad, mu'annath, like the Muslim chart where it's muslimun, muslimani, muslimuna. Can you see the ani represents dual? And then over here, the third person masculine plural, yasma'una. The waw over here indicates plurality. So singular, dual, plural. Can you remember? First, it's the ya. So yasma'u, yasma'ani, yasma'una. Singular, dual, plural. Then you move on. The feminine, tasma'u. Exactly the same. Tasma'u, just with the ta. So tasma'u. And here over here again, the ani represents duality. Tasma'ani. And then you have yasma'na. And this is where you have to take note. It is not tasma'una. It is yasma'na. This is something special where the lam kalima, which is yasma'u, tasma'u, tasma'ani. Read it over here. Okay. Yasma'na. Yeah. This letter over here has a sukoon. That letter over here, the ain, has a sukoon and it has a noon fathatin. So it has, and remember that it has to have a ya. It is not ta, it is ya, which makes it feminine. Yes, ma'ana. Third person feminine plural. So that's just something that you have to remember. And the pronoun over here is hunna. So we won't forget it. That it's a female, and usually it was a ta, but it changed to a ya, and it is now yes ma'ana. And then we have tasma'u going on, second person masculine singular. So tasma'u, and carrying on, you have dual, tasma'ani. The ani represents the dual part. Then you have tasma'una, the waw representing the plural part, tasma'una. Then we have the feminine, second person feminine, tasma'ina. Here over here again, the ina, the ya over here is something that needs to be remembered. The ya, now the ain kalima, not the ain kalima, the letter ain, ya. Ya, it has a kasra. Like the above, it has a sukoon. Ya, it has a kasra. So it's also something to remember. Tasma, aina. And then we have again the original form, which is tasma'ani. The ani represents by the dual. And then tasma'ana, like yasma'ana, tasma'ana, the same thing. The ain kalima has a sukoon. And this one, for the second person feminine, the ta is ya, and the ya over there for the second person, the third person. And then we have asma'u, so the first person singular, which is asma'u, and the first person plural, nasma'u. So the one way I remember it is that it is first the ya, and you go along with the pattern. You first say it's singular, dual, plural. Then you know, okay, the dual has to have an ani, the plural has to have an una. Not always, but for the masculine part, there has been una, and then you go. Remember, there's all the tas until before you get asma'u, but remember that there is yasma'na in between. And how will I remember that? By a female, so it's a third person feminine plural. And then we have tasma'u, tasma'ani, tasma'una, tasma'ina, tasma'ani, tasma'na, asma'u, and nasma'u. And that is the table in one. And yeah, over here in this page, so this is the original. So this is Sami'a Yasma'u, but over here, this is Fa'ala Yaf'alu. So if you can use that pattern that we learned previously to all the other examples, it would be easier. Yaf'alu, Yaf'alu, Yaf'alani, Yaf'aluna, Taf'alu, Taf'alani, Yaf'alna, Taf'alu, Taf'alani, Taf'aluna, Taf'alina, Taf'alani, Taf'alna, Af'alu, Naf'alu. And if you try with the other example, just quickly, it would be يجعل يجعلان يجعلون تجعل تجعلان يجعلن تجعل تجعلان تجعلون تجعلين تجعلان تجعلن أجعل نجعل. And that brings me to the end of this lesson.
Okay, Ustaza,
Ustad,
what's the,
yes,
what's the topic
Ustad.
for next lesson? What's the topic for next lesson?
ماضي مجهول أستاذ.
Okay, so it's totally different. Alhamdulillah, you have done very well, of course. I just wanted to take a little 1 minute break here so that people can debrief their mind from what they have seen about Mudari'u verb and its conjugation, how that works. Alhamdulillah, you have explained it very well. This is actually revision, as everybody knows. So mostly it's memorization centered. So if your memorization is strong, then no problem. But she has pointed certain spots, places, instances where things do change. How do they change? Why do they change? And what that means. Alhamdulillah. So now you can go to the next lesson, inshallah.
Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So now, listen. Ustad, is the size fine?
Yeah, that's fine. Is it the new page I gave you, or old
Yes, Ustad.
page?
This is the
New.
new one, Ustad.
MashaAllah,
Okay.
MashaAllah. Carry on.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. فعل مجهول. فعل مجهول. So we have two types of fi'ls. We have فعل مجهول معروف and we have فعل مجهول. So فعل معروف is when the verb, a verb where the doer is mentioned. So I put over here, it's the doer is known. So fi'al ma'aruf, the doer is known. You know who is performing the action. As you can see in the example over here, he ate the cake. Who ate the cake? He ate the cake. So he is the doer and the doer is known. So therefore it is a fi'al ma'aruf. So now we go to the next one. Fi'al majhul. Fi'al majhul, a verb where the doer is not mentioned. The cake was eaten. Who was the cake eaten by? It is not mentioned. The cake just was eaten. So therefore the fi'l is unknown. And therefore we call it fi'l majhul. I mean not the fi'l, the fa'il is unknown. And therefore it is fi'l majhul. So the doer is not mentioned. And therefore it is called a majhul. So the passive fi'l, which is called fi'l majhul, is a fi'l form that is used to express the occurrence of any action while keeping the doer of that action anonymous. It is unknown. We don't know who it is. As you can see over here, majhul literally means unknown or anonymous. So one thing to remember is ma'ruf, the doer is known, majhul, the doer is unknown. And as you can see over here in this beautiful demonstration, ma'ruf, the verb, action, and actor. Actor would be the doer. Majhul, action, but no actor. So both Maldi and Mudari', which is past tense and present tense, can be majhul. To determine whether something is passive in either Arabic or English, you need to ask yourself, find the action. What is the action? Ask yourself, do I know who performed the action? If the answer is no, it is passive, otherwise it is active. Because if we know who's performing the action, it is ma'aruf, because there will be an actor. But if you don't know who is performing the action, it will be majhul. As you can see, the actor is not present. The doer is unknown. So there are two parts of a passive jumlatul fi'aliyah. But before we get there, the original jumlatul fi'aliyah which is of ma'ruf, where the doer is known, it is consists of fa'il, fi'al, which is represented by the if, fa'il, which is represented by if'al, and maf'ul. And then you have jumlatul fi'liya of majhul. And you can see over here, jumlatul fi'liya of majhul, which consists of fa'il and na'ibul fa'il. So, fi'al majhul is the action itself and passive fi'al. So, that is the fi'al over here, the fi'al over there. And then we have the naibul fa'il. So the jumlatul fi'liya of majhul consists of fa'il and naibul fa'il. The fi'l majhul is the action itself. The naibul fa'il is the done to. The thing with the person, the action was done to. So for example, if you look at this example of the cake was eaten. The cake was eaten. The passive fi'l, the passive verb is was eaten. That is the passive fi'l. And the done to was obviously the cake. So therefore the cake becomes the naibul fa'il. Because the doer is unknown, a passive sentence does not contain a real fa'il. So as you can see over here, the fa'il will be taken away if it was in jumlatul fi'liya of majhul. So the fa'il is not present. And the real fa'il, however, if the original verb takes two objects, the original verb, the fi'l and the fi'l, only the one becomes the naibul fa'il, while the second object becomes maf'ulun bihi. So this would be fi'il, naibul fa'il, and then over here would be the second object, which would be maf'ulun bihi. That is basically what the statement is saying. So if we can put what we learned over here into practice with using these examples, it would make much more sense. So doer included, which is so this is a ma'ruf active sentence, right? So you have ma'ruf, which will consist of fi'l, fa'il, maf'ul. So, qatala Dawood Jaluta. Oh, and one thing I also forgot to mention was that when the naibul fa'il over here, the naibul fa'il, when we have the jumlatul fi'liya of ma'ruf and we wanted to make it majhul, the fa'il is no longer present. But the maf'ul that is over here goes, and usually the maf'ul is in fatha, is in mansoob state, right? It is usually fatha. But then it becomes the naibul fa'il. It changes from fatha to dhamma. So the naibul fa'il will have dhamma because will be a substitute for the fa'il and the maf'ul. So as you can see, naibul fa'il will be in the fa'il and maf'ul's place, and the maf'ul will then go from fatha to dhamma because the naibul fa'il will be in the place of the fa'il, which is usually a dhamma. So as you can see over here in this example, qatala Dawood Jaluta. Qatala, which is the fi'l, killed. Dawood. Dawood is the doer. And then the Jaluta, which is the maf'ul. And maf'ul, we said, was usually in mansoob state. Therefore, you can see the fatha. But if you move down, which is majhul, passive, and remember we said that the fa'il is not present, doer is unknown. So therefore, this is kutila, the majhul form of the verb, which will be learned in the table below. But this is kutala, so qatala becomes kutila, and the doer is not present. Therefore, you can't see Dawood. But Jalut becomes from Jaluta, which used to be the maf'ul, now becomes Jalutu because it is in the place of this, and it takes the dhamma. As you can see, qatala Dawood Jaluta, kutila Jalutu. So Dawood, the fa'il, is not present. And Jaluta becomes Jalutu, and fatha becomes dhamma. Please look at the next example. The next example says, kataba talibu darsa. So here again, fi'l, fa'il, and maf'ul. Why is it the fa'il? Because it is dhamma. And then darsa is maf'ul. It's mansoob. And then from kataba becomes kutiba, which will be learned in the table here below. Kataba becomes kutiba. The fa'il is no longer present, and darsa becomes darsu because darsa is the maf'ul, and the maf'ul said naibu fa'il will be in that place, and therefore it goes from fatha to dhamma, and therefore it is darsu. The lesson was written. So the way is to identify how a majhul verb looks. We'll look at these examples below. So this is the regular marfu verb. Qatala, nasara, fataha, fa'ala, or fatha, fatha, fatha. But once we go to majhul, it becomes a nusira, becomes u, I, a, on that pattern. So the way we remembered it is, it's u, I, a. So a. So nasara becomes u, I, a, nusira. And as you can see over here, all of these are the same pattern. Duriba, sumi'a, futiha, and ghufira. So this is for a maldi verb. And this is also maldi. So this is maldi. This is maldi ma'aruf. And this is maldi majhul. So nasara, nusira, daraba, duriba, sami'a, sumi'a, fataha, putiha, ghafara, ghufira, a. That is the pattern. Then we move on to present tense. So nasara, yansuru, yadribu. So this is, we already know this. This is all the same. But we're talking about majhul now. Majhul now becomes the ya now has a dhamma, which is the u sound. And then this is also the remains. So the second remains with sukoon, as you can see over here, all sukoon. And then the third letter is a. So it will be u, a. Let's put the space u, a. And then we have u. So u, a, u again. So the last letter is ru, bu, ru, ju, hu and ru. So as you can see, it's yunsaru, yudrabu, yusma'u, yuftahu, yughbaru, and u, a, u. So that's the way to remember it, is that it is an u, a, u pattern, or u, a, lu. I remember in the video, we recorded u, a, lu pattern, or u, a, u pattern, and this is u, a, u, I, a. So nasara, nusira, turiba, sumi'a, futiha, and ghufira. Here it is yunsaru, yudrabu, yusma'u, yuftahu, and yughfaru. So these are all the things that will now apply in the examples below. But just to recap quickly before we go to the table, fi'l ma'aruf, and also one thing to remember by ma'aruf, the word ma'aruf, sometimes we get it tangled up between ma'aruf and marfu'. Marfu' is the i'rab where it is in with a dhamma. It has a dhamma. It is marfu' state. It is rafa'. It has a dhamma. Ma'aruf is where the doer is known. The doer is mentioned. Majhul is doer is unknown. The action is an action and actor is present in ma'aruf, and majhul action, no actor. And over here we must remember we have fa'il, we have a fi'il, and we have a naibul fa'il. But the naibul fa'il will be in dhamma state, and that can be applied in these examples over here. Ustad, should I do all the examples or should I ask people to do it?
You might just
I can try to do the first 5.
I think
Yes.
just for kind of interaction feeling here, you may just
Yes, sir.
ask, and I will suggest who would come to read it for you. You just
Okay,
pick
sir.
up one per person. Okay. The first person who
Okay,
should
sir.
be volunteering here is Brother Dennis. If you could come forward, please, and if you could enlarge the screen, please, Ustaza Mariam. Yeah, Brother Dennis, could you just read the first line with translation?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Bigger screen, please.
Yeah, let me.
A bit more. Yeah, this is better. Alhamdulillah.
Can't see my screen. Okay, there we go.
And blank.
Sorry.
Welcome.
Okay, there we go. No?
Okay.
Okay,
Okay, Bismillah.
Yeah, that's good.
it's good.
The one more
Okay.
click. That's it. For the Dennis.
One more.
Yes.
Okay.
No, that's fine.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Kutiba al-alikumu al-salimu
Siyamu.
al-siyamu.
Good.
Okay. And
So we identifying what is a majhul, what is a majhul verb, and perhaps maybe the naibul fa'il.
Yes.
okay, the kutiba is the
The naibul, the
Fi'l majhul.
fairly
Right?
majul. Yes.
Good. Whenever there is a fi'l majhul, most likely there will be a naib fa'il. So which one is naib fa'il and why?
The fire is the
Naib fa'il, how does it look like? Qatala Dawudu Jaluta, then Utila Jalutu. Jalutu is Naib fa'il. So is there anything here like Jalutu with Dhamma ending?
yes, the al-simu,
Siyamu, mashallah. Very good.
yeah. Hold on.
And do another one by
Okay.
sister. Get it done by him, inshallah.
Yeah. Hulka nasnu min al-halin
Ajal.
Ajalin.
Ajal.
Khulikal insanu. Khulikal
Insanu.
insanu. So what is the majhul and what is the naib fa'il?
The majhul is husga.
The majhul is, what is the first word? Kulika. What is
The
this?
person
Kulika.
that's the majhul.
Fi'l majhul, because it has got uia pattern. Kutiba. Uia pattern. Kulika. That's why it's fi'l majhul. And if there is a fi'l majhul, there could be a naib fa'il visible. Is there any visible naib fa'il here?
Yes. The next is nasina
Al insanu.
al insanu.
Why is it naib fa'il? Because it has got
It's because it has the dhamma.
Dhamma ending. MashaAllah.
Good, mashallah.
Brother Irfan,
Okay, the next one.
help our Ustaza, just volunteer, please, 2 lines for you to go through. Brother Irfan. Oh, he just dropped. Okay.
He just dropped.
Okay. Sister Habiba, please. Sister Habiba.
Sorry, I was muted. Okay. Wa yaf'aluna ma you maruna. Here they do you maruna. I don't see that it is hard. I don't see.
It is not hard. Ustada Mariam, can you help her, guide her, and take her to the?
Okay, so sister, can you see that yaf'aluna is not on that pattern that we said it was, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise it would have been yuf'alu, right? So it is yaf'alu. So that cannot be the majhul, right? Then we have ma. Ma cannot be the majhul. But if we look at the next word, yu'amaru. Don't get nervous when you see the wow and the wow and the noon. That is just
So-
a suffix. That's
Yeah.
down. It's yu'maru, yu'marani, yu'maruna. But if you look at the root, yu'maru, right? Is it on the pattern of alu?
Is it in the pattern of alu pattern? Alu.
Yeah. Alu pattern and
Last
it
two
is a,
letter alu, is it?
Yes.
Yu'maru.
yu'maru.
Yeah. Is it alu ending?
Alu ending, yes.
Last two letters will be alu ending.
Yeah.
In Madi, it will be ila ending. Last two letters in Mudario will be alu ending. And the last two letters in Madi would be ila ending. Ila alu, ila alu, ila alu. That's the pattern we teach. Okay? So, yu'maru, can you see this looks like a failure majhul, correct?
Yeah.
Yu'maru, singular. Then obviously it will be plural, so suffix will be added, una.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So now there is a question. We showed the pattern and then we said that, like Jaluta will become Jalutu. Okay? Naib file, you can see Dhamma ending.
Yes.
But there may be sometime externally, visibly, you may not see the naib file. Here, ya'murakum, here, I'm sure we mentioned it. If not, just follow everyone that ya'muru, ya'maruna, the inside there is a hidden file here. That will be the naib file. So what is the hidden file in ya'muru?
Whom?
Whom? Una, plural.
Good.
That is the naib
Good,
file.
good.
Yeah. Very, very good. Excellent. Yeah. Next one.
Next one is a Nufika Fisuri. So Nufika is the, this is a majhul, so, and the term will be blown. What will be? So, Suida. So I also did not see here. It may be hidden in here.
If you don't see, it will be hidden. Yes.
So it is hidden.
Fee has changed everything for you. So we cannot see naib file.
Yeah.
Actually, it is referring to the trumpet. The trumpet.
The trumpet will be.
But we cannot see with fee. Jar Majroor cannot be naib file. But we know. In this case, if you have to identify it, in the visible naib file being absent, you will go back to the file, the hidden file within Nufiqa. Huwa.
Yeah, huwa in here, yes.
Okay, mashallah. Good.
It will be huwa.
Yeah,
Mashallah.
huwa will be naib file, yes.
Well done, mashallah.
Okay. Right.
Okay, next.
You can also, Sister Rice, could you volunteer, please?
Yes. Summa la yunsarun. Yunsarun, mudari, saruna. So,
Is it majhul? Mudari majhul?
maruf. No, majhul. Una.
Why?
Yansaru.
Why?
Okay. Why? Yeah. You know it. Say it, inshallah.
Yeah. This is a alu pattern.
It is alu pattern, and there is one more evidence, proof. One
Is a
alu
plural. Una.
Sorry?
Is a plural form?
No, plural doesn't. It's not sign of.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah has changed to
You.
That is number one sign of
One
majhul,
sign.
and number two sign is alu ending.
Alu ending.
Ain lam will be alu ending. Okay?
Yes.
MashaAllah. Good. Very good. Next. Wahum.
Wahum la yuzlamuna.
Mhm.
And they will not be wrong. Yuzlamuna is same like alu pattern.
Good.
Very good.
And then ya has
Now,
dam on.
yeah,
Yeah, naib
both sign you have. So it's a fairly majhul, no doubt. But where is the naib fa'il? We need a naib fa'il.
Wahum.
The home within yujlamuna. The home within yujlamuna. Okay?
Yes.
MashaAllah.
Because in una, there's plural hum.
Okay, have you done two?
Yes.
MashaAllah. Okay. Ustaza Mariam,
Yes, Ustad.
do you have anything else to say?
No, Ustad. Alhamdulillah. That's all. All you have to remember is that the naib al-fa'il, if it is present, it would have a dhamma. If it is not present, it would be hidden. And then you just look at like, wow, that would be hum. And if it was plain, simple, like nufikha, it would be huwa, hidden inside. So that's all we have to remember. And the patterns.
Good.
I think that's it, alhamdulillah, Ustaz.
Alhamdulillah.
Jazakallah khair.
So, Muhammad,
Sorry.
Ustaz Muhammad, do you want to comment or add anything?
Well, there isn't much to say except Sister or Ustada Mariam, she's done brilliantly explained. It's so good, listening to her, the way she explained. It's everything on the nutshell. So we all need to make a note. I don't think anyone can explain better than what Ustada Mariam did. So I request all the students, all the participants, that you make a note, and if not, at least revisit the recording again and watch carefully and listen carefully and see what she has said. Thank you, Ustada Mariam. It was very nice.
Alhamdulillah, I like it.
Jazakallah khair. Excellent explanation.
Anybody has got any question related to this lesson and the previous lesson? Anything you want to add or anything you didn't understand? Could you please?
So, Ustad, what I will do actually, after the lessons, can I have 2 minutes so I can go through with some of the observation? Unless you want me to go through now, I can go through.
Not now. If it is observation that you will talk to me, inshallah.
Okay.
Straight after the class. But any question or anything you want to add, just related to what has been taught. Okay. So this is the time. If anyone else have got anything from your experience, if you need any clarification, make sure because this is the last opportunity. We are revising the lesson. Okay.
Probably an ism in a marfu status after a majhul is very much likely to become a naib fa'il.
Ism,
yes. Likely, but it has to meet the criteria. It could be an ism. It may be naib fa'il, it may not be naib fa'il, but likely, yes. Okay. Okay. So, Ustad, in that case, let us conclude the class, Ustad. Then I'll talk to a few people. Sister Habiba wants to talk to me as well. Inshallah.
Okay. Yeah, we should conclude here.
Formally, you conclude.
Yeah. Thank
And
you very much.
Brother Irfan and Sister Habiba, if you stay behind, inshallah. Sister Ustad Sister Shammi and Mariam, both of them needs a big appreciation from you, inshallah.
Yeah. Just to advise to all the participants here, since it is a revision class, and this is your last opportunity to ask any questions if you are not sure. And if you have missed anything, please make a note, revisit the recording, and also make a note, because when you move to the next level, you'll be struggling if you didn't understand these lessons, because these lessons are built up on one top of another. Whatever you've learned in the past lesson, it will be beneficial for the next lesson. See? So this is my advice to all of you. And I'd like to thank all of you for taking part again. And surely we'll do another lesson tomorrow, and rest of the like Saturday, Sunday, and all that. So I'll ask all of you to please take a part. Make yourself available. It is important for you and for all of us, inshallah. So with this note, I'd like to say Barakallahu fikum, Subhanallah, bihamdi, Subhanakallahumma bihamdi, nashhadu an la ilaha illa nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Let's stop the recording.
Oh, yes.